Hello, good evening. I'm Rob and welcome to the channel. I just wanted to talk about YouTube and why I'm doing YouTube. I did join YouTube over 10 years ago. I always wanted to do a YouTube video. I always wanted to make a channel when it first launched in 2005, and I came close. When I started over 10 years ago, I was still employed, so I was doing like a side hustle thing. I was doing something that I loved doing, which was filmmaking as a hobby, and I got into stop motion animation, toy photography. I was on Instagram and I had toys and poses and everything and did live action posters, etc., using action figures. And what that got me was exposure, and there's a lot of companies out there reaching out, sending me free product, sending me discounted product if I review their product or take a photo of their product that they're promoting. Which is fun, which is all right. I didn't mind that. Like I said, I loved doing it. And for my YouTube channel, I was here, there, and everywhere. I was doing bits here, bits there, and I fell into online gaming. I absolutely love gaming, especially horror games. But I did enjoy movie reviews. I enjoyed live streaming. I was doing unboxings, I was doing all sorts of things, seeing what stuck, right? Like most small YouTubers do, or most YouTubers in general do. But I didn't realize this at the time, but it opened doors, it really did. And it got me exposure, it got me meeting people. I was collaborating with people, I met small content creators, I met big content creators. And I think at the time I had something like 300 subscribers, so nothing great. And I think roughly at the time I had something like 20 to probably 50,000 views in the entirety of that channel back then. As I was playing video games and just seeing what stuck as making content, a company out the blue who was actually owned by Disney reached out to me, and they were looking for content creators who could pitch them a video idea or an idea that they could run on their own network, on their own channel, because they were getting into the content creation themselves, right? But anyway, I submitted a 5-second stop motion animation with Darth Vader. And my pitch was basically having a live person that would play video games with cut shots of toy photography or him talking to his action figures. I know, it was just an idea, right? So I submitted the idea. It was kind of like a zany Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse, or Ernest, you know. I made a lot of videos making a fool out of myself, and I'm glad I deleted most of them. Anyway, I submitted my video, I submitted my idea, and for weeks I heard nothing back. But anyway, I can remember being exactly at the works locker room, getting changed, ready for work, and I get an email notification from this company that's owned by Disney. Just thought I'd throw that back out there. And they said, congratulations. They liked my idea and they want to pursue that idea, which I thought, holy crap, I didn't even think about the money yet. I thought about how I'm going to make it into reality because my experience at the time was amateurish. I'll always say that I'm an amateur. I don't like saying that I'm an expert or I have perfect knowledge in X, Y, and Z. So I got $10,000 to make it into a reality, to make my idea now into a fully fledged video that would be like 30 minutes long or 30 to 60 minutes or however long, and make that video into a reality. So, and I went to town with going to Toys R Us, and I bought loads of toys and action figures. I had more toys in my 30s than I ever did in the entirety of my childhood. And the entirety of my brother's childhood, I think. He was 8 years older than me. But anyway, I went to town. I bought loads of action figures. I got a lot of studio lighting. I got green screen. I was writing scripts. I was writing storylines. I was picking out costumes. I bought a 90D Canon camera. DSLR, I still have it. It's a fantastic piece of kit. I love photography and filmmaking on that. And I just went to town. I turned basically my whole living room was a studio. I would come home from work. I did shift work. So whenever I went home, I would spend about 2-3 hours working on my project. But it was just an insight into something that can open up doors, and I was intrigued by it. I was intrigued that here I was basically doing something that I enjoyed on the weekdays, or as a side hobby, as something that wasn't really taken seriously, and it's still not taken seriously. There's a lot of people that you say that you're a YouTuber and they're like, well, you're not making money off it, and that's not a real job. But I was so amazed that I had this small channel, and it was a small channel, and from that channel I had a network pay me money to make something that was one of my ideas. I mean, it's still shocking, and it's still unbelievable to this day thinking about it. And that was the other thing, you know, I wasn't looking at YouTube to become YouTube famous or get millions of subscribers or millions of views. You know, I kind of get put off by, well, midges for one, but I get a lot of put off by all of that in reality. And I don't know what it is, you know. I'm trying to overcome it, because my first video on this channel kind of blew up, and my previous channel I had 1.5 million views, and I kind of panicked then. I was just like, oh, wait a minute. But I like the behind the scenes stuff, you know. That's what I love doing the most, you know. So that's why I was making content in the first place, to get more clients to work with or to work for, to see if I can get hired onto other projects. And but to get me back into the swing of things, instead of trying to help others, I thought, well, really, you can only try to help yourself. And it was at this time in my life, in my 40s, I was like, you know what? I've never actually taken the time to do what I wanted to do, or take what I wanted to do seriously. And so I decided to take that advice about networking and go online and make a new channel completely out the blue. And that's where I uploaded my first video. And it's typical, because out of all of the videos I've ever made, it's that one that kind of kicked off straight away. You know, and I'm like, oh, crap. Flat cap and old man glasses. But, you know, it just goes to show that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be beautiful or rich. Isn't that Prince song somewhere? But when I uploaded to this channel and published that first video, yes, it's dull. Yes, it's boring. Yes, it's raw and authentic. And I didn't really have a purpose or a direction. And I didn't really have a lot to say. But I just wanted to prove it to myself, to get something out there in the open, to practice coming back into the game. And it worked. I don't want this video to be boastful of that. You know, it's down to your viewership and subscriptions that's really picked it up, and I'm grateful for that. But if there's anything, I wanted to prove it to myself, and to prove it to you that you can do that too, if it's something that you want to do. Now, you know, you don't have to be a YouTuber, you don't have to necessarily be a filmmaker, but if you got a product, if you got something that you want to promote, or you got your business, or maybe it's just life lessons. And I've read a lot of your comments. I mean, a lot of you have got some amazing life experiences that I would love to hear. Anyway, I hope it's been helpful, insightful, and motivational. Hopefully, anyway. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.